You join me today as our friendlies are finished and we begin the season proper. Plus, we've brought in some new players. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have games for you against Burnley and Wolves, our first two games in the Premier League. Since you were last with us, we've not had a very good time. We lost those two games in the last episode in the friendlies. We've gone and lost the next two against Juventus and Atalanta. Not scoring a goal, which is more of a concern, really. We've tried to twiddle with the formations as well, which didn't seem to have done a great deal. Yeah, not in good fettle going into this first game against Burnley in the Premier League. But as I did say in the preamble, we have done a little bit of transfer. There's obviously still transfer stuff to go on, but we have done a bit of transfer. 96 million spent, 148 million coming in. So far coming in, Sean Moore has come in from Cliftonville, an undisclosed fee. Raul de Thomas, he's a striker, because that's the one thing that I just think that we lack in, really. Strikers, decent strikers. He's Spanish, he's 28. He's an advanced forward, 16 on finishing. He virtually walked through the door when we played a friendly. Didn't play particularly well, but... yeah, it was one of those. It's early days, but Raul Thomas is in, so he will feature, no doubt. Ollie Watkins has come in from Aston Villa for £44 million. He's a pressing forward, so I can see the two of them sharing the work. And to be fair, they are both been offered decent money to score goals this season, so hopefully one or both of them will add to it. And I guess at times, maybe the opportunity to put both of them up front. The good thing is Ollie Watkins can play out wide as well. And then we have some of the players that were already set because we chose to go with the transfers as they came in. So some of them haven't arrived yet. Ward-Prowse joins us between games. But Edson Alvarez comes in. He can play in defence. He can play as a defensive midfielder, which is his primary position. He's Mexican, he's 25 years old, a ball-winning midfielder. I think will add to the squad somewhat, and I'm expecting him to get his debut today, having come through the door. As I said, there are lots more in the pipe coming in. Mavropanos coming in from Stuttgart. He's a right-sided defender, can play in that central defence as well. He's not coming in until the 22nd of the month, way off yet. Andy Irvine, I've figured out what's going on here. Basically what's going on is we've transferred him in for £1.5 million from Austria, in SK Austria, but we've basically said that he could go back on a whole season loan. So that's what's going on there. Mohamed Kudus, he's coming in from Ajax on the 27th. And as I said, James Ward-Prowse is next in, another midfielder coming in from Southampton on the 14th. 6 million to start off with, going up to 30 million. So that is what's going on. One thing I didn't do in the sort of start of this episode was just to say to you, if you do enjoy today's episode, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. All helps here on YouTube. And if you haven't bought FM24 yet, and I'm wondering why you haven't bought it, if you haven't bought it, there's still a link down below. There's still a discount code. That discount code stands until I pretty much think the full version comes out on the 6th of November. Or there or thereabouts. So just make sure you make use of that if you are thinking about buying it before it runs out. Anyway, and it all helps the channel as well. Thank you very much for that. Right, let's get on with the episode then. Have a look at our new recruits and all the rest of it. We'll go and have a look at the team that will face Burnley in our first game of the Premier League season. So in the Battle of the Claret and Blues, our first Premier League game at home at the London Stadium. This is the side. Areola is in goal. Creswell, Agard, Zuma and Kufal are our defensive line. Our first. They're the best defensive line. Alvarez, as I said, will make his debut as a defensive midfielder sitting behind Paqueta and Fornells in that central mid. Benarama out on the left. Gerard Bowen out on the right. Ollie Watkins makes his debut up front. As a complete forward, but I'm thinking, do we leave him as a complete forward for now? Let's just see how he gets on. On the bench then, Frabaniski, Keher, Suchek, De Thomas, who is the other player, of course, coming in, Emerson, Cornett, Ings, Johnson, and Antonio. And here's a look at the teams for you. Burnley playing pretty much the same formation as us, to be fair. Vincent Kompany, their manager. Brentford got off to a winning start against Sheffield United. Only one goal in it. Confirmation of those teams again for you. Our first highlight comes 11 minutes in. And we have the ball. Zuma to Agard. Agard finds Paqueta. Creswell. Back to Agard. Zuma. Zuma finds Kufal. Kufal to Fornells. Fornells comes forward. He's tackled, but Bowen is out there. Picks up the loose ball. Back to Fornells. Fornells back to Alvarez. Creswell. Through to Bowen. Oh, missed the target. We'll see it again. Fornells. Alvarez, Creswell created a bit of space. Bowen was in good position but didn't put it away. Paqueta. Watkins comes forward. Oh, tried to throw that through to Bowen. It wasn't far off. Bowen has got it out there wide. He's been tackled, lost the ball, won it back. It's cut back inside. Look at this lovely cross ball. And Ollie Watkins gets off the mark. But a question, VAR will look at it. Whether he was offside or not. Yeah, he was offside. Just went early. There he is. Just that fraction early. They have a corner. Benson with the corner. Swung in. It's headed clear. It was Agard got to it. Kufal comes away on the counter-attack. He can get this out wide. He's not going to. He's got Alvarez in support. Fornells over the top. Bowen has a go. Bowen puts it away. He gets the first goal. And another question of offside. VAR will look at this one again. Is VAR going to be a pest today? Oh, no. It's a goal. And we'll see it from the other angle this time. Alvarez, lovely ball to Fornells. Fornells over the top. Bowen this time. Probably on his better foot and tucks it away. We're going to see the lines now. There it is. No, ooh, it's close, but he is onside. I'll launch that long ball forward by Burnley, but Creswell is there and tidies up. We're seeing this new match engine a bit more today with the players tucking in. As you'll see, Creswell here. He's playing out here, but he's come inside because he's set as, I'm not sure if he's in inverted fullback or inverted wing back, but he's now playing down the middle of the park, which is interesting. Zuma to Creswell. Interesting to watch what he does if we to lose the ball. Zuma, nice build up. Areola. Out to Agard. Agard's sort of gone out that wide bit. Fornells through to Watkins. Watkins misses the target. And half-time has arrived. And a bit of a slow start, but once we got into the game, we seemed to do quite well. We might rue those missed chances, though, if we're not careful. But Jarrell Bowen finding the back of the net after 30 minutes. An assist from Fornells. So we had 6 shots, 1 on target, 1.12 on the XG. 47% of the possession. Burnley not out of it, They've had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.23 and 53% of the possession. Need more goals in the second half, for us, of course. And we have a highlight from kickoff. Watkins to Paqueta for nails. Zuma for nails. Kufal finds Bowen. Kufal to Zuma. Creswell, who's tucked back inside again. Paqueta. Watkins nearly lost that ball in the tackle, but didn't. Benrahma, and it's in the back of the net. And his first goal of the season. And Fanel's lovely through ball. Benrahma still had work to do. We tucked it in by the near post. 2-0. We have a free kick now. Creswell with a free kick. Is he going to try and curl this in? No, he's got a long cross. Ooh. It's gone out for a corner. Creswell crosses it in. And a penalty, I think. Oh, a free kick the other way. Foul. Obviously a long throw taker. Benrahma to Bowen, who's tucked well in there. Bowen into the penalty area. Crosses it. Back out. Bowen. Then again. Zufal. Fornells and Zufal playing well together. Alvarez dropped into that right back position. Creswell. Zuma. They swap back over now. Aidgard. Benrahma is going for his second, and he's got it. Saeed Benrahma, his second goal, 3-0 up on 65 minutes, and well worked goal. Well worked from midfield. Benrahma, and he just opened up the bit of pace he's got off of that wing and tucks it away. And with 66 minutes on the clock, going to make 2 changes. Paqueta is coming off. He is replaced by Souček, and Ollie Watkins, who's made his debut. He's always right. He's got to settle in, really. But we're going to give our other striker a chance. De Thomas comes on, and here's his opportunity to cement a start in the next game. Roberts with the corner for Burnley. Swung in. It's come back off the woodwork, I think. And it's still alive. Still dangerous. Cut that back. But an offside. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making one more change. Jarrod Bowen's getting tired. We've replaced him with Maxwell Cornet. And with 86 minutes on the clock, our final 2 changes. We've brought off Kufal, and Kahera has come on in his place on that right-sided at the back there. And we've also taken off, despite him being on a hat-trick, Benrahma, who was getting tired. He's had an excellent game out on the left, and Cornet has moved left now. And we've also brought on Mitchell Antonio on the right side. We come forward again. Benrahma still on. The change is not yet made. Is he going to get a hat-trick before he comes off? Creswell crosses the ball in. Ooh, a good save. And Thomas nearly getting on the score sheet. And the goalkeeper's punched that out for a corner on that far side. 4 minutes of injury time to be played. The changes have been made now. And we're not going to see the corner. If they come off the woodwork, or the goalkeeper made a save there. Creswell trying to get it back in. Trafford putting it out. And it's all over. A final scoreline. 3-0, 14 shots, 6 on target, 2.68, 54% of the possession. A good second half, I think we had there. They had 5 shots, just that 1 on target, which they got in the first half, 46% of the possession. I think Jarrod Bowen, the goal on the half hour, just settled us down a little bit, and then into the second half. Fornells getting 2 assists as well, and Benrahma having an excellent game. So a winning start is always good, and we're third in the table, having scored 3 goals, sat behind Everton and Manchester City. And, well, it was a good day at the office, but it is only day one. We've got a long way to go. And so with the other games played, there is a number of other games been played. We're still in 7th place, as you'll see. All the other teams have played twice. There are a number of teams that have won both games. Manchester City, Newcastle, Manchester United, Crystal Palace and Brentford. So we need to make sure we get a result here. The other results, as you will see. Manchester City beating Arsenal. With the only game on Monday evening against Wolves. Let's go and have a look at the side that will face Wolves. And the side facing Wolves today, Areola in goal, Creswell, Agard, Azuma and Carrera. I should have told you we've picked up a couple of injuries. De Thomas is out for 5 to 7 weeks. He's picked up a hamstring injury, and we've also picked up an injury to Kufal. He's only out for a few days, though. He's a minor injury. Ward-Prowse, as we expect him to come in, has joined. James Ward-Prowse. He starts today as the defensive midfielder. Alvarez drops to the bench. Paqueta and Fornells in front of him. Benrahma, who had a good game last time out, on the left. Bowen on the right. Ollie Watkins, makes a start up front. And then we have Frabinski, Emerson, Alvarez, Ings, Ogbonna coming back from injury, Cornet, Antonio, Johnson and Souček on the bench. And here we are, the two teams. Wolves lost their first match. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. And we continue with our 4-3-3. And as I said, we're 7th after one match. Confirmation of the two teams for you. They have a free kick, our first highlight of the game, saved by Areola. But Gomez is still out there wide. Watkins, I'll say, tripped the player. He didn't. Or is it have been a penalty? And funny corner, but nearly worked. And that's something different, something we've not seen in FM before. It's all been Wolves so far. Otto with a throw into Neto. Gomez gets it through. And he scored. Well, he hasn't scored. Kunar has scored. And we go a goal down after 34 minutes. Gomez threading that through to Kunar. And Kunar just plenty of space. Nobody marking him. Ward-Prowse now. Creswell comes forward. He's got Benrahma. Out to Agard. Agard comes on the overlap. Crosses it in. Ooh. Just over the top. Ollie Watkins, I think. Getting his head to that. We'll see it again. Agard comes forward. Crosses it in. And Watkins does get his head onto it. I'm sure the goalkeeper saved that, to be fair. Jose Sa with the goal kick. And it's headed down nicely. Neto. He's gone outside. Kahar out on this. Crossed into the area. A good save by Areola. Got down low and managed to turn it around the corner. We don't want to go too down before half time and get a chance to speak to the boys. One's clear, but only as far as Mateus Fornells is there to tidy up. He was pushed out wide here. Not sure who that was. Is that... it was Carrera. Crossed in and well got down by Areola. Half-time has arrived. We've survived just that one goal behind then at half-time. And it's pretty even Stevens, really. They've had 6 shots, 2 on target. Managed to put one of them away. 37% of the possession. We've held the possession, just not put our chances away. 6 shots, 3 on target. 0.75 on the XG. It's, as I say, pretty even Stevens at half-time. First highlight of the second half. It's a free kick right on the... oh, no, it's not. It is a throw-in. I thought it was a kick. He was standing over it. Carrera with a long throw to Zuma. Zuma, Agard. Agard comes away with it. Agard has a shot, but it's just gone over the top. And with 73 minutes on the clock, they're very nearly making two changes. Paqueta coming off in central mid, and we've replaced him with Alves, and we've replaced Pablo Fornells, and he's replaced by Souček. Jose Sa with a goal kick. Well, free kick, actually. Watkins brings that ball down. Watkins loses the ball in the tackle. And he's gone to try and retrieve it, but to no avail. That long ball. And Cahera wasn't too sure what he was doing there for a minute. Agard. Creswell looking to try and get the equaliser. Benrahma inside to Alves. Souček looking for Bowen. Bowen, is he going to get there? Yes, he is. And it's Ollie Watkins opening his account. First goal of the season. And on 84 minutes, we're back level. Probably no more than we deserved. Wasn't too sure whether Bowen was going to get there, but he did right at the last. And Watkins lashes it in. And with 84 minutes on the clock, making our final changes, Creswell has come off and Emerson comes on for his first time this season. We've also taken off our two wide players. Benrahma has come off and he's been replaced by a Maxwell Cornet. And on the other side, we have taken off a Jarrod Bowen, who made that assist right at the end there in the last highlight. And Mikel Antonio comes on for him. They have a free kick. Kuna from distance. I think, has it gone out for a corner? It has gone out for a corner. So Ariola must have saved that. Franco has the corner. Not quite sure what we're waiting for here. Swung deep. Zuma heads it on and heads it into touch. There are no more highlights. We've managed to get a draw at Molineux. It was hard work. We were on top pretty much. 11 shots, 5 on target, 0.51 on the XG, 64% of the possession. Just rue those missed chances. And you can't afford to have missed chances in the Premier League. They had 8 shots, 3 on target, 0.81 on the XG, 36% of the possession. So the only team playing, or the only match tonight, a 1-1 draw then. Kuna after 34, Ollie Watkins after 84. And we finish the episode in 7th place with 4 points. Manchester City top on goal difference on 6. Newcastle, Manchester United and Crystal Palace and Brentford. Tottenham just in front of us. Pretty much even Stevens there. Liverpool and Brighton immediately behind us, along with Everton, Arsenal. It's early days, of course. And things have a probability of changing before we get too much further down the road. A huge match coming up next against Manchester City. I think we'll feature that tomorrow, along with that and Brentford that we've got in our other safe project turnaround. More about that in just a moment when we get to the end of the series. And then probably what we'll do is we will come back for the Carabao Cup third round, possibly Liverpool as well. So thick and fast this week as we work our way through the early part of the season. And we've still got a couple of transfers to come in as well. We've got Mohamed Kudus from Ajax, who is a midfielder, and Mavropanos, a defender, coming in as well. So they're due in the next few days, actually. Well, certainly in the next 5 days. So we should see them probably before we get to the next game. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Keeps you up to date with all the future episodes of Iron in the Fire and any other series, including Project Turnaround. A disclaimer. I did say that we would have a Project Turnaround. It will be back next week, and we'll put in an extra episode just to get us back up and running. So we will have an episode of Project Turnaround on Wednesday as well next week. as we go back to just the normal episode cycle next week. Is busy trying to get all the new FM24 out, of course, and one every day this week. Plus, I have my son up for half term, so we're going to be busy with him. So trying to squeeze absolutely everything in. So we will get back to normal next week, but this week it's just going to be irons in the fire. One episode every day, 4:15. Next week we'll go back to Project Turnaround and FM23. I might even try and see if we load that up into FM24. Just make sure we save it so that we don't lose it. And give that a whirl in FM24 maybe, and just see what happens there. Just was something to do. If you haven't tried it in any of your saves yet, then we'll find out what's going on with that. So that's how we're going to do it. The best way to keep up to date what's happening, though, is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. And don't forget, a link and a discount code below if you haven't bought FM24 yet, and also supports the channel. New episodes of Iron on the Fire released every day this week at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 4. It's out tomorrow. Manchester City and Brentford in tomorrow's episode. Till then, bye-bye.